Genoa City didn't feel the same anymore. Something was shifting, something dangerous. And Diane Jenkins Abbott felt it before anyone else. She stood in the middle of the Abbott living room, arms crossed tightly, her eyes cold, distant. Jack Abbott stood just a few feet away, desperate, exhausted, holding onto something that was already slipping through his fingers. "Diane, please. Just listen to me." His voice cracked. That alone said everything, but Diane didn't soften. "Not even a little." "No, Jack," she said sharply, "I've listened enough, I've forgiven enough. And every single time you find a new way to destroy this." Jack stepped closer, shaking his head. "It wasn't me, I wasn't thinking clearly, I was under drugs." Diane snapped. "That's your excuse now?" Silence, heavy, brutal. Jack swallowed hard. "I made a mistake." Diane let out a bitter laugh. "A mistake? It's a betrayal." Her words hit like a slap. And this time, Jack had nothing to say. Diane's eyes filled with tears, but she refused to let them fall. "You don't get to fix this with apologies, Jack. You don't get to erase what you did." "Then let me try," Jack begged. "Let me prove." "No, one word. Final, cold." And just like that, Diane walked away. Jack stood frozen, watching his entire marriage crumble in front of him. And somewhere in the shadows, Victor Newman was winning again. Across town, Devon Winters was losing control. Completely. "This is insane," Devon shouted, pacing furiously. "Maria belongs in prison, she crossed the line and everyone's just acting like it's nothing." Lily Winters tried to calm him down, but it wasn't working. "Devon, you need to think clearly." "I am thinking clearly," he fired back. "Someone has to hold her accountable." His anger wasn't just about justice, it was personal, raw, unforgiving. Lily watched him carefully, knowing this wasn't going to end quietly. Not this time. Meanwhile, Holden Novak sat across from Kane Ashby in a quiet, private setting. The tension between them was thick. Kane leaned forward, calm but calculated. "This is a simple job, Holden. Get close to Claire, gain her trust, feed me information about Victor." Holden didn't hesitate. "No," Kane blinked. "I'm not manipulating Claire," Holden said firmly. "Not for you, not for anyone." Kane's expression darkened slightly. "You're turning down a very powerful opportunity." "I'm turning down a dirty one," Holden replied. Silence lingered. Kane studied him, trying to read him. "You think you're doing the right thing," Kane said quietly, "but you have no idea what's coming." Holden stood up. "Maybe, but I'm not becoming part of it." And just like that, he walked away. But the problem was, walking away wouldn't protect anyone. Later, Holden found Claire. She could sense something was off immediately. "What's wrong?" she asked softly. Holden hesitated. This was the moment. The truth or silence? "Kane approached me," he admitted. "He wanted me to get close to you, to use you, to get information on Victor." Claire's face went pale. "What?" "I said no," Holden quickly added. "I shut it down, but the damage was already done." Claire stepped back, shaken. "So, this whole time, I was a target." Holden's voice softened. "Not to me." She searched his eyes, trying to believe him, trying to trust him. "You need to be careful," Holden warned. "If Kane moves forward with this, things are going to get ugly." And deep down, Claire knew he was right. At the same time, Phyllis Summers had her own plan. And it involved Kane. She approached him with that familiar spark in her eyes, dangerous, playful, unpredictable. "You look like a man who needs a distraction," she teased. Kane didn't smile. "I'm not interested." Phyllis raised an eyebrow. "Not even a little?" "No." His answer was immediate. Cold. Different. And that caught her off guard. Phyllis stepped closer anyway. "Since when do you say no to me?" "Since I stopped making mistakes," Kane replied. That stung, but Phyllis wasn't done. She leaned in slightly. "You're missing out." "Not this time," Kane said, walking away. Phyllis watched him go, and for the first time in a long time, she wasn't the one in control. Then came the shock no one saw coming. Malcolm Winters returned to Genoa City, and he wasn't alone. Dr. Stephanie Simmons walked beside him, her presence quiet but powerful. The moment they stepped into town, the past came with them, and it wasn't staying buried. Lily froze when she saw them, her heart skipped. "What are you doing here?" Malcolm's expression was serious. "We need to talk." That alone was enough to change everything, because whatever they were about to reveal, it was going to shake Genoa City to its core. Far away from Genoa City, Las Vegas was already burning. Adam Newman stood dangerously close to the edge, and Riza Thompson was pulling him deeper. Their lips met again, intense, reckless, addictive. But this wasn't love, this was strategy, and Adam knew it. Still, he played along. "I'm in," Adam told her afterward, breathing slightly heavier. "Whatever this is, I'm in." Riza smiled, satisfied. "Good," she said. "Because tonight, everything changes." She had a plan. A private celebration, a setup. And Adam was walking straight into it. But not everyone was convinced. Nick Newman watched from a distance, his instincts screaming, "This isn't right," he muttered. Adam was playing a dangerous game, and Nick wasn't sure how far he was willing to go. "Are you really going to betray Chelsea like this?" Nick asked later. Adam didn't answer immediately. That hesitation said everything, and then Matt Clark made his move. Nick walked into a situation he didn't expect. And suddenly, he was trapped. Cornered. With no clear way out. Matt stepped closer, a dangerous smile forming. "You walked right into this." Nick's jaw tightened. "You think this scares me?" "It should," Matt replied. "Because this wasn't just a warning, this was a setup. And the real danger was only just beginning. Back in Genoa City, Jack wasn't giving up. Not on Diane, not on his marriage. "I can fix this," he told himself. But the truth was, he didn't know how, and while he was trying to rebuild, Patty Williams was already planning her next move. She wasn't done. Not even close. And this time, she wasn't working alone. Everything was starting to collide. Secrets, betrayals, old history, new threats, and the worst part, the truth about Holden, hadn't even come out yet. The truth didn't explode all at once, it crept in slowly, like something inevitable, like something that had been waiting years to surface. And when it finally did, no one was ready. Lily couldn't stop thinking about what Malcolm and Dr. Stephanie Simmons had said. She sat quietly, her fingers trembling slightly, her mind racing through every possibility. "It doesn't make sense," she whispered, but deep down, it made too much sense. She needed clarity, she needed someone she could trust. That's why she went straight to Tracy Abbott. Tracy listened carefully, her expression calm, thoughtful, steady, everything Lily needed in that moment. "You're saying, there's a chance Holden is Malcolm and Stephanie's son?" Tracy asked gently. Lily nodded. "The timeline fits, the secrets, the way they're acting, it all points there." Tracy leaned back, absorbing it. "If that's true, this isn't just a secret, this is a life-altering revelation." Lily's voice softened. "And if Holden finds out like this, it could destroy him. Or define him," Tracy replied. That was the risk, that was the fear, because truth didn't always heal, sometimes, it shattered everything first. Holden had no idea how close he was to that truth, but he could feel something was off, something bigger than Kane's plan, bigger than Victor, bigger than anything he'd faced before. He stood alone for a moment, staring into nothing, replaying his conversation with Claire, the doubt in her eyes, the fear, the distance. "I told you the truth," he muttered to himself. But truth wasn't always enough, not when trust had already been shaken. Claire wasn't okay. She tried to be strong, but Holden's confession had rattled her more than she expected. She paced back and forth, her thoughts spiraling. "He was supposed to use me." That line kept echoing, even if he refused. Even if he walked away. The fact that she was even part of that plan changed everything. And then came the bigger question, who else is targeting me? Because if Kane was involved, Victor would be dragged into it. And when Victor Newman got pulled into something, no one came out clean. Meanwhile, Kane wasn't backing down, not even a little. He stood alone, his expression darker now, more focused. "If Holden won't do it, someone else will," he said quietly, because this wasn't just about information anymore, this was about power, about taking Victor down. And Kane was done waiting. Across Genoa City, Jack was still trying, still holding on, still refusing to accept that his marriage might already be over. He approached Diane again, carefully this time. "No pressure," he said softly, "no excuses, just one chance to talk." Diane didn't respond immediately, she just looked at him, long, deep, like she was trying to see if anything was left. "You broke something, Jack," she finally said, "and I don't know if it can be fixed." His voice dropped. "Then let me try anyway." Silence. Again. But this time, it wasn't rejection. Not fully. It was hesitation, and for Jack, that was enough to keep fighting. But he wasn't just fighting for love, he was also planning something else. Something darker. Victor Newman. Jack's eyes hardened slightly as he thought about it. "I won't let him win," he whispered. And somewhere else, Matt Clark was thinking the exact same thing. Back in Las Vegas, everything was spiraling faster. Nick was still trapped in Matt's setup, tension rising with every second. "You don't get it, do you?" Matt said calmly. "This isn't about you." Nick stepped forward. "Then what is it about?" Matt smiled faintly. "Victor." That name changed everything. Nick's expression shifted instantly. "You're making a mistake," Nick warned. "No," Matt replied, "I'm correcting one." And suddenly, Nick realized how deep this really went. Not far away, Adam was sinking deeper into Riza's world, the private celebration she promised. It wasn't what it seemed. Lights dim, music low, the atmosphere charged. But beneath it all, something was off. "You trust me, don't you?" Riza asked, stepping closer. Adam didn't answer right away. That hesitation, it mattered. And then, everything snapped. The moment Chelsea Lawson arrived in Vegas. She didn't wait. Didn't hesitate, she walked straight into the storm, and what she saw broke her. Adam, standing too close to Riza, too comfortable, too involved. Chelsea's breath caught. "Adam," he turned, and the look on her face said everything: shock, pain, betrayal. This wasn't just suspicion anymore, this was real. Back in Genoa City, the truth finally started to surface. Malcolm couldn't hold it in any longer, neither could Stephanie. They knew what they had to do. Holden deserved to know, no matter the consequences. Lily stood nearby, her heart pounding as the moment built. "This is it," she whispered. Holden walked in, confused, unaware. "What's going on?" he asked. Malcolm stepped forward. His voice wasn't steady. "Holden, there's something you need to know." The air shifted. Everything slowed. Stephanie stepped beside Malcolm, her eyes filled with emotion. "We should have told you sooner," she said softly. Holden frowned. "Told me what?" Silence. Heavy. Then, "You're our son." The words hit like a shockwave. Holden didn't move, didn't blink, didn't breathe. "What?" His voice barely came out. Malcolm nodded slowly. "It's true." Holden shook his head. No, that's not possible," but it was. Every piece, every clue, every moment that didn't make sense, suddenly did. Lily watched as everything unfolded. This was the moment she feared. Because this wasn't just a revelation, this was a rupture. Holden stepped back, overwhelmed. "You lied to me, my entire life." Stephanie's voice broke. "We were trying to protect you, from what?" Holden snapped. "From everything," Malcolm said. But it was too late, the damage was done. And just like that, everything changed. Across both Genoa City and Vegas, every storyline was colliding. Jack fighting for Diane, Victor being targeted from all sides, Kane pushing forward with his plan, Matt setting traps, Adam risking everything, Chelsea heartbroken, Claire caught in the middle, and Holden, standing at the center of a truth that could destroy him, or redefine him forever. Because now, nothing was hidden anymore, and once the truth is out, there's no going back.